If anyone's gonna move in, I'm glad it's chosen.
Cellular signal not good. Did Miyagi-san run fiber optic internet?
All right, well, I am Grant from Screen Rant. Long time no see, guys.
Yeah, it's good to see you again.
So excited to dive into part 2 now. But I did want to look back at part 1's ending really quickly. And I mean, oh my gosh, so Creese is at Sekai Taikai leading the Cobra Kai, and Tori is back on his side. What was it like, you know, finding a way to bring him back for this big final tournament, as well as really convince him to bring Tori back to his side?
We knew it was going to be an adventure, choosing Creese's adventure for season 6, because, you know, last we saw him, he was killing a hospital doctor and murdering a couple of guards.
We don't know that he murdered all those people.
I think he murdered all of them. But no, he forcibly exited a prison and walked into the night dressed as a maniacal doctor. And next we locate him. He's, you know, coming ashore in Korea. So he's resourceful. He's somebody who is he's got a goal right now, which is destroying his enemies. Daniel and Johnny have let him know, you know, in no uncertain terms, that they hope he rots in prison for the rest of his life, and they have no love for him. So any hope of redemption is out the window, and Creese is single-mindedly set on taking them down and showing them that they're not going to have their happy ending. They're not going to get to have a conflict-free Sekai Taikai. He's going to show up and spoil it for them. And we just thought, what a good stopping point for you know, for the final season, to have that be the moment at the end of the first chunk.
So obviously Creese is going to rattle both Danny and Johnny, as well as a little bit of Chosen. But given that Daniel's already sort of shaken up as he tries to figure out what's going on with Mr. Miyagi's secret box, how is Creese's return going to affect how he coaches everybody and acts as a mentor to everybody, you know, while Johnny also has to grapple with the fact that his former mentor is back to ruin his you know, hope at a full circle redemption?
Well, we saw in the first 5 how Creese has this new Cobra Kai, and he's teamed up with Kim Dae-yoon, who he has a long history with, and he has some very formidable fighters there from Korea. So he's excited to bring next level fighters to take on the fighters of the Valley. As for Tori, he's always had this sort of almost pure relationship with her for the most part. You know, it's almost like a grandfatherly relationship. Even in season 5, when she was acting as a mole for him, staying within Cobra Kai, and then he seemingly abandoned her, you know, he was doing so to protect her. He wanted to, you know, make sure that she stayed clear of his plans to liberate himself. So bringing her back into the fold, you know, he you know, was looking out for her in his own mind. He thinks it's best for her to be with Cobra Kai. And at the same time, he needed a female captain who he thought was the best in the world. And he had that level of faith in Tori. And as for Johnny, you know, he thought Creese was a thing of the past. He's, you know, he was in jail, he escaped, but if he pops back up, you know, he'll be, you know, tossed back in there. So there's no thought to Creese, but the moment he shows up at the end of those first 5, Johnny's now entering this middle 5, you know, off balance, because, you know, this father figure / sensei that he has is now there ready to mess with him, and Daniel's not in his best place either. So, you know, our senseis and our kids, you know, have that big sort of, you know, punch to the stomach of seeing Tori, who they thought is their friend, now on the other side, and Sensei Creese returning with a vengeance.
Well, I'm really excited to see how that plays out, and hopefully leads to some, you know, brighter days for them heading into part 3. But another big element of part 2 is that we get the introduction of the Iron Dragon. We get to see Louis Tan's Sensei Wolf, and I'm curious, you know, there's a lot of speculation, a lot of theories about how he may be tied to anybody's past in this show, but maybe even Mr. Miyagi's. But what was it like finding the, you know, the most brutal new sensei for a new dojo for the Miyagi-Do to go against in this final season?
one of the best parts of every season is introducing some new characters into the mix. And we knew going into the Sekai Taikai, we were going to meet all these characters from dojos overseas. And in our minds, we were like, well, who's there's probably one dojo that's like the best of them all, that's won year after year. We've jokingly, before we came out with Iron Dragons, called them like the Patriots, akin to the Tom Brady era. So, we were trying to find, well, who is that Bill Belichick of the Iron Dragons? Who is the Tom Brady of the Iron Dragons? Because these were going to be the main new characters that are going to be antagonists, not just to our heroes in Miyagi-Do, but also to at Cobra Kai, Creese and Kim Da-yeon. And so, just when you think that it's showdown between these two JoJos, you realize, wait a second, there's a whole other dojo that wants to win this, in addition to a bunch of others. And when we wanted to figure out that character of Sensei Wolf, Louis Tan just was highly recommended to us, and he's just that next level martial artist himself, to give Daniel and Johnny a run for their money.
Well, after seeing him in Mortal Kombat as the lead, I'm really excited to see him flip the script and be a brutal villain in part 2 and part 3. So I see I'm already out of time already, so I will get on out of here. But it was great talking with you guys again. And as usual, I can't wait to keep the word alive about this show. It's so good, and you have clearly set up something big for this ending.
Awesome. Appreciate you.
I got in.
What?
Well, yeah. Why are you all so surprised? I worked my ass off and earned that spot. That would be like LeBron James getting turned down by the Lakers.
Congratulations, Dimitri.